Hey guys, how's it going? It is once again the end of the day because apparently that is the only time I'm able to get in the garden right now for some reason. I thought today would be a good day to take the plants that I just bought, specifically the redbud tree that I just bought, the flamethrower one, so pretty, and I'm going to start placing it in different spots in the garden. I thought I had an idea of where I wanted it to go, which was behind the greenhouse, but now I'm not sure that's where I want it to go. I'm now thinking, what if I put it in this bed right here? Because I want to remove those grasses that are there anyways. Might be pretty. And I think that would be a pretty good spot for it, but I'm not 100% certain. So what I would like to do is just put it in its can in that spot. I'm also thinking maybe putting it up a little bit closer. I'm thinking in this bed right here. I thought this bed, it could use some color if we're being completely honest. So I thought that might be a good spot. Or even in this bed, I don't know. I just want to try a couple different spots instead of planting it. What I'm going to do is just leave it in its nursery container. I'm going to put it next to the greenhouse for a couple days, see how I like that. And then even if I do like it, I do want to move it after a couple days. And I would like to put it over here for a couple days and just kind of like live with it for a few days and just kind of see where I actually really truly want this tree to go. I have a couple options, things like that. I also have to take into account the size of the willow tree because the willow tree gets so incredibly large. It's not mature at all, and this thing is huge, very massive tree. We have a weeping willow tree and it gets huge, and it's getting close-ish to mature size. It can definitely still get wider, and it can get as tall as it wants. I don't care about that. But the width, it's definitely going to get much wider than it currently is, especially because I'm going to take this branch off. So we still have to wait for this thing to get mature. And if I plant trees in the wrong spot, then they're going to be under the willow tree, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, placing the tree around and then placing some of the other things that I bought. I bought the black dragon also, and I would like to also place that in a couple spots in the garden, some spots that I know that I'm going to need some type of evergreen interest in the garden. I feel like I've got a decent amount of evergreen interest in the garden, not enough, and unfortunately a lot of the evergreen interest that I have is small. It's very small. Like I have this pine tree right here. It's teeny tiny, and then I've got another pine tree over in this bed. It's teeny tiny. A lot of the evergreen that I have is very small. It's freshly planted, so I want to find the right spot for it, and so I'm gonna just kind of place it in a couple spots in the garden. One spot that I am thinking about placing the evergreen in, because it's a very narrow evergreen, is in this bed right here. The rose, it's deciduous, and then really I don't have anything back there. And I want to do a complete rework of this bed. Ignore my basement. It's open. Yes, we're getting Christmas out. I would like to, or root cellar, whatever you want to call it. You can literally see that's how deep it is. It's not deep. I want to do a full rework of this bed. I think I want to take everything out except the rose I will leave. And then I've got my hostas. I will probably move those to a different spot. I've got a Brunner. I'll move that to a different spot. But I think I want to take everything out and just rework this entire bed. And starting with an evergreen in here, I think that would be so pretty. I like this hydrangea. I've had this one for I don't even know how many years now. It's great. It's just a lace cap one. The fall color is really pretty on it, but I don't love these lace cap hydrangeas. I don't think they're the most beautiful. I think I'd rather have something that is more overwhelming. This one is the Seaside Serenade Glacier Bay. I love the dark, that's cobweb on my finger. I love the dark stems on it. It has black stems. I think they're so pretty, so unique. But I don't love it enough to always have that. So I either want to find somewhere else that I can just kind of tuck that in where it's not really taking up too much real estate that I don't have to worry about it. Or it's going to be a plant that I think I get rid of this year. And I feel like my gardening style has kind of evolved over this last year, a lot over this last year. And I've now come to realize plants that I do like, plants that I don't like, and kind of a better style for what I want for the garden. I want more containers. I want more uniform, and I don't want things just to be kind of thrown in, if that makes sense. I want repetition throughout the garden. And this bed, if we're being completely honest, it's just kind of been whatever, just whatever I can throw in there. So I think the evergreen in here will be really pretty. I'm going to place it in. I'm thinking that I want to put it kind of close-ish to the wall. I think the evergreen only gets like 4 feet wide or something like that. So I'll place it close to the house, and then it could grow, and it could have this like white wall of an accent. I think that would be so stunning. I want to say it only gets 4 feet wide. I'm gonna have to go look at the tag. Anyways, let me show you guys the plants. So this is the redbud. This is the flamethrower. We're gonna move this back there. I'm gonna grab the gorilla cart. Oh, Brent's been working on cars all morning. His hobby. I think this will be stunning by the greenhouse. This is the flamethrower redbud. It is so beautiful. 15 feet tall and wide, sometimes 20 feet tall. And it's hardy in zones 5 through 9. Beautiful redbud tree. I have one right back there. I think that's like Oklahoma or something like that. Sorry about the neighborhood dogs barking. There is somebody walking in the neighborhood. And all the dogs go off when people walk in our neighborhood. But I just think it's so pretty. I love this color. This is its new leaf color, so it's going to have this red color kind of year round in the garden. But the new growth then fades to this like color, like a yellowy green color. Very pretty, very unique. I love the flamethrower so much. My only gripe is that when I put it in the ground, it's going to shrink, and it's going to shrink by kind of a lot. But that's not really something to be upset about. Anyways, really beautiful. Very much in love with it. And then over here, this evergreen, so beautiful. This is a black dragon cryptomeria, and I love the way that this looks. That is so pretty. Very tight. The new fronds on, are these cones? I don't really know what these are. It's really pretty. I absolutely love it. Gorgeous evergreen. So it's really, really pretty. I love the evergreen color on this. I like how dark it is, even up against the white right there. I think that's so gorgeous. It looks darker on camera than it actually is. It's going to get about 3 to 4 feet wide, so it's not going to get super wide, and it's going to get up to 10 feet tall. So it's going to get tall, it's going to get not super wide, and it's going to take a very long time for it to get there. It's not a fast grower at all, and it is hardy in zones 5 through 9. And both of these trees are a full to partial sun. Where I'm going to be planting, where I think I'm going to be planting both of these, is probably going to be more partial sun. Where I'm going to be placing them right now, just in their nursery containers, is definitely a partial sun area. The cryptomeria I paid $50 for, which was a killer deal. And then this I paid, I think $155 for this one, which still a lot of you guys had said is not a bad price. I didn't feel like it was too bad of a price at all. I mean, this thing is, it's quite large, if we're being honest. So I'm not excited about digging that hole. I don't enjoy digging big, huge, like, holes. This is, I don't even know how many gallons. I think I like digging up to like a 3 gallon. That's like a good size for me. Past that, it's a little much. Anyways, let's get these guys placed, and then we will do a couple other things in the garden today. Okay, I think that I love this a lot right there. I think that that is going to be so pretty. I do want to try out a couple other spots just to make sure, but I want to live with this for at least 24 hours. So tomorrow I'll move it, and then the next day I'll move it. I want to try out 3 spots in the garden. I was thinking behind the greenhouse, but I really truly want this next year, or at least this springtime, to be cut flowers back behind the greenhouse. I think it would be stunning. The red behind there would be beautiful. But like I said, I really think that I do want 1 year of a cut flower garden behind the greenhouse at least. Maybe I'll end up loving it, and maybe it'll be my secret cut flower garden, depending on how much sun it gets. This will be a trial year. That's another reason I don't really want to plant anything back there. I'm not sure how much sun that area gets, but I love that. I love it with the fall aesthetic. I'm so ready for Christmas, I'm going to tell you right now. But that is so pretty. Nonetheless, I really do like it. I'm a little terrified to have something that is always going to have red on it. A little terrified of that, but I don't hate it. I like it. I like that it's kind of like tucked back a little bit as it grows. It'll definitely like come in, and like you'll see a couple branches in front of the greenhouse. I think it's really pretty. It'll help hide some of our neighbor stuff. I just think that's going to be a really good location for it. Like I said, I got a couple more locations that I would like to try it in. We'll see how it goes. Let me show you guys those 2 other locations, and then I'll show you guys the evergreen, because I think that that's going to be the perfect location for the evergreen. And if we're being honest, I don't really have anywhere else that I want to try it. So I'm thinking this bed lacks a lot of color, and so I was thinking putting it in here. I thought that that would be really pretty, kind of like tucked right in this little pocket. I think that would look really, really nice, and then I'll still be able to plant underneath it. I would really love to put a tree right here, but it's actually like right here is where our line is for our like septic tank. Our septic tank is right here, and so I would really, really like to put something big right here, but I can't because of like roots and all that. I could probably get away with it maybe possibly being over here, but I just don't really want to damage the roots. So like the closest that I would feel comfortable is somewhere maybe over here. I think that'd be like the smartest decision. I do want to try it in that location, so tomorrow I will move it over to there at the end of the day. That way I can live with it by the greenhouse for 24 hours. Regardless, this location is lacking a lot of color. It's a lot of green in here. I get little pops of color, but I need some more like permanent color. It's just so green, you know? Next year I'm gonna go heavier on flowers for sure in this bed. And then the other location, I was thinking maybe tucking it in somewhere over here. I was thinking, I mean, I've got the hop seeds there, and then I've got that evergreen there, but I thought it would be kind of pretty right behind this rock, like as close to the border right here. I thought it would be really beautiful having it tucked in right there, and then it cascades kind of over the walkway a little bit, like over to there, and then it cascades over this way. I thought that that would be really, really pretty. What do you guys think about that? I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts on those. So either way, I'm going to try that in 3 spots. This section here is full sun, so I do have to take into account that. And it's the full afternoon sun. That does scare me a little bit. I don't know if I've really ever seen redbuds in full sun here. Most of them I've seen like up in the mountains, which is like 30-40 minutes away from us, but it's like up in like the lower mountains, and there's a feather flying around. And they can be in full sun there because they don't get quite as hot. They get hot, but they don't get quite as hot as we do. We'll hit usually about 112 to 115 during the year, which is really, really hot. And then I don't think that it can handle full sun, but I do think it would be really pretty there. If I decide not to, I think I still would like to find some type of tree to go right, maybe like right here, something like that, right up against the border to like, I don't know, make it so like you have something to walk under. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If you have a small tree too, let me know your thoughts. And then right here, this is going to be so pretty. This makes me really excited for this area. I am going to center it with the wall right here, 6 feet wide. So I do want to give it 3 feet-ish ballpark. I'm not going to be super exact on that. 3 feet away from the house minimum, I think. And then 3 feet from the left and the right. And that'll give me my 6 foot wide at maturity. And if I had to take a guess, this is probably like maybe a 10-year maturity tree at the soonest. Evergreens are typically really slow growers anyways, so I'm not super worried about it getting big. I can also cut it back if I needed to. And the only other thing I am going to do today in my garden is I just got some seed starting heat mats. I picked these up from Amazon. They were extremely affordable compared to what I've seen other seed starting mats go for. And so I'm kind of excited about these ones. I've never owned seed starting mats. If you start seeds, these are probably a good thing to have. I've never done it. I've always started seeds inside, and during the winter I typically keep my house really warm, and so I've never really needed them. But now I'm in the greenhouse and I don't have a heater in here. I also don't have AC in here, so my greenhouse gets really hot and it also gets kind of cold at nighttime. So it's still warmer inside the greenhouse at nighttime than it is outside, but my seeds are taking a really long time to germinate. My foxgloves haven't germinated, and they were brand new seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and open these guys up. It's a 2-pack. When I bought them, they were on sale for like $15, but it's a 2-pack for 20 bucks. At 20 bucks, I was really excited. And so let me show you guys these. So I will put a link to these ones in the description down below. I'm opening these in real time. I haven't even looked at them. Seed starting mats, they get to a warmer temperature, so that way some seeds need a certain temperature to be able to germinate, and that's what this is going to do. Is it's just going to heat up the tray just a little tiny bit, enough that seeds can totally germinate. It actually says on here, which is fabulous. It says the average temperature range for germination is 70 to 80 degrees. This just is showing veggies on here. So it says basil, broccoli, cabbage, cucumbers, eggplants, lettuce, muskmelons, parsley, peppers, spinach, tomatoes, squash, watermelon. So it's fabulous. They are like in a plastic coating, so that way they are waterproof, I'm guessing. And it says that it is for household indoor use only. It's inside a greenhouse, right? Remove the heat mat from the plastic bag. So seeds, fabulous. Do not immerse in water. Do not put heat mat or hot objects on top of the mat. Not for outdoor use, but it is for seedlings, flowers, fruits, and vegetables. And basically this is the size of a 10-20 tray, which is what all of my trays are right here. I thought having the grow lights would help them germinate faster, but our high right now during the day is like 75, and we've got multiple days on our forecast where the high is like 60 something, and our lows are getting down into the 50s at nighttime, which is cold for us. And so this is going to help these guys. Once I see everybody has germinated, then I will turn the heat mat off for that individual tray. So I've got 2 trays, that one and that one, that don't have anything coming up, or hardly anything coming up. So I'm hoping that these guys help. And I think I said foxglove, I meant snapdragons. I've got 1 single snapdragon coming up in this tray. That's not good germination at all. And then over here, this tray is kind of missing a few things. This is campanula, this is delphinium. Over here, things actually are starting to come to life a little bit better, which is nice. Foxgloves back there, those have all started to germinate. Violas. These pansies, none of them germinated, so that's interesting to see. I feel like I probably should have been smart and used a humidity dome, but I didn't. These guys are still wet, so I might throw a humidity dome over the snaps just to get them to grow a little bit. Also, a update, my ranunculus are looking really, really good, so I am happy with this purchase so far. I'm hoping that they flower. I am seeing a little bit of disease happening. I'm not exactly sure what is going on with that, but I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. I went to go plug these in and I realized I only have 1 outlet available and I don't have any more adapters. So I'm gonna order an adapter, and I'm also gonna order another timer. My grow lights, which are giving me this beautiful glow right now, they are on a timer for the time being. And so I can't plug in my heat mats yet. The idea with the heat mat is just to get it so that the seeds all germinate and then you take the heat mat off. I'm not gonna let the heat go 24 hours a day. I'm just gonna let them go for probably 12 to 15 hours a day. And so that's why I need a timer. And I also need something that can do 2 2. I'm also sitting here and I just noticed. Sweet. Oh my gosh, let me show you what I just noticed. Well, I just looked here and I noticed a couple ants crawling on here and I was like, that's weird. There shouldn't be any ants here. And then I noticed this is an aphid crawling on the rim right there. We're gonna just take care of that guy. And then I looked up and I noticed aphids under the leaves here. So we're already dealing with an infestation of buggy bugs in the greenhouse. So I am going to probably end up spraying these because I'm noticing them now on all of the pansies. That is so cool. And I'm noticing ants on all the pansies. Ooh, little turds, yep. So we're gonna go ahead and add, I'm gonna go ahead and do a spray of, I think I'm gonna use horticulture oil. No, I'm gonna use neem oils. Gonna make the greenhouse rake real bad, but that's fine. I sprayed these down and then I just looked to my left because I watered this pot in. What is going on? Oh. Okay, so I watered it in and it erupted with ants, and the ants are everywhere. That's not great. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these. I'm gonna do some research. If you guys have an idea of what I should spray to get rid of ants out of soil, I would greatly appreciate it because I don't want them in this container. I think the first step needs to be removing this container away so it's not touching the wall, so they don't have a way to get in here, but that is so gross. I hate ants so much. Well, I'm going to sit here now and shop for a timer, shop for what I need to use to take care of ants in containers. That has always been an issue that I've had pretty much since we came to this property. I know that we live near orchards and ants just are everywhere. They're part of the problem. That's also another reason that I deal with gophers and moles is because of the orchards. And so I am going to do some research right now about what to do for ants and what to do for aphids inside the greenhouse. Ideally, I would like to go a more organic solution. I'm not opposed to not organic, but if I can get it taken care of organically, I'm going to do that, of course. And then, yeah, so I'm going to sit here. I think we're going to have a little bonfire this evening and have some dinner. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me in the garden today. Didn't do really much of anything today. Yeah, thanks for visiting, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.